Hey there, I'm Kevin Downey, and I run an agency called Kevin M. Downey, where we help B2B companies with their sales and marketing efforts. You can visit our website at kevinmdowney.com. Okay, today's topic, how do you use automated email as the foundation of your company's business development efforts, right? So without going too far down a rabbit hole, one of the challenges that we have seen over the last number of years in business to business is the change in the difficulty for sales representatives by themselves to do outreach at an effective basis. So where there's our ROI to find decision makers and generate leads for themselves, right? And so a lot of companies, in reaction to that, knowing that it's harder to get a hold of decision makers, they're harder to find, so on and so forth, have put more money into their quote unquote marketing budget, right? And their marketing budget, though, isn't email, which is the number one driver of inbound leads in B2B, hands down. There is no medium that's going to touch it ever, right? Or at least not for the time being. I should say never. But for the time being, there's nothing that comes close. So most companies, when they take their marketing and think of marketing in B2B, they think of, trade shows and collateral and, webinars and podcast appearances, all of which are great things, but they by themselves aren't going to drive leads. Not on a day-to-day basis like a machine. Maybe PPC, maybe SEO. Those things are going to drive leads, but not at the volume for most B2B companies because there's just not enough searches for business-to-business products and services in most cases. So when we kind of have created this chasm where the sales reps aren't driving themselves enough leads, but then the companies put the money into the marketing team or marketing budget, and that marketing isn't driving the leads. So what's the answer? It's automated email. High-powered automated email, one-to-one, text-based, designed to elicit a response, right? So who should use automated email in a high-volume capacity? And when I think high volume, I think thousands per day at a minimum. And when we set up for clients, we're running 6,000 a day per setup, if you will, if you want to call it that, or per server. So we're running 6,000 outbound emails a day. That equates to 125,000 a month. Typically, you're looking at, tens of thousands of contacts to justify that kind of outreach methodology. But if you don't go that high in volume, you at least need to be sending at least 3,000 a day. Right? So what does that necessitate? That necessitates tens of thousands in contacts to go after. As long as your outreach, your target audience is that, now automated email is your mechanism. It's going to be part of your driving force to drive inbound leads and appointments for your sales team. But it doesn't always go from just sending an email to an appointment. There's a process there. So how do we use automated email for our clients of all kinds of different companies in B2B, products, services, consulting, all kinds of different things, right? How do we use automated email? Well, we do it in different ways, right? So depending upon how tight we can get that target audience down, we are reaching out to confirm decision maker and identify pain point, right? So if we've got a company that's only going after small business owners, for example, or owners, we know they're a decision maker, right? In that case, we don't have to worry about really identifying them as a decision maker. They might bring in a staff member as part of a conversation, but they can ultimately always make a decision on something. So if we're going after small business or SMB, it can be little s, big S, SMB, you can go after owners. You don't have to worry about identifying decision maker. All you have to do is identify pain point, right? Do you have this pain point? If you do, we can help you solve it. This is what I want you to do next. I want you to reply. I'm going to send you stuff, give you a call to action. Then I'm going to follow up with you by phone, right? So that is the most direct way to generate leads and ultimately appointments using automated email, right? So if you have tried to use email to reach out to people, tell them all about your company, and then give them a calendar link to schedule a calendar with you, you can stop it. It's not going to work. I've sent 100 million emails for clients in this last 6 years. It doesn't work at the end of the day. Will it generate a few appointments? Sure, but it's wasting so many opportunities because people are trying to protect their time and their money. And they're not going to give you any time on an appointment until they understand what problem you solve, how you solve it, and approximately at what cost before they're going to even give you any time. Okay? All right, so that's one way. That's the most direct way to utilize automated email. Now, what's another way we use automated email for clients? Well, a lot of times it's something simpler than that. It's just purely identifying decision maker and maybe general pain point, so that in the replies, the sales reps at our clients can identify in those big companies who the right person is for them to reach out to, so they're not doing that, wasting all that time doing that outreach to identify out of the 200 marketing people in the company, which one are they supposed to be talking to, which one or two people. Sometimes email is just to do that. Reach out to the big companies, all the people in the departments, find out, hey, curious if you're the one who handles this. If you do, this is what we do. I want to introduce myself. If you could, please tell me, if you're not the contact, who the right contact is. They reply back, they tell you who the contact is, boom. Now you've accelerated for your sales team to know who they need to reach out to, right? So now you hand that off to your rep. So it's not always just generating leads or even leading leads to appointments. Sometimes it's literally just identifying decision maker and giving your sales team, your sales reps, accelerated movement so they don't have to waste time doing all that digging and intel gathering, not getting people on the phone, not sure who the right contact is, all that stuff. Sometimes email is just to do that for those salespeople because, again, it makes no sense to have $100,000 salespeople in the United States doing cold outreach. If you're, a small to mid-sized company, that's a lot of money to spend to have them sit there and waste time doing that when you can do it in such a more effective way. And even if you don't do it with email, sometimes you can do it with BDR teams, right? So that's how you use automated email to help your company in B2B, help your sales reps, give them a leg up, get ROI out of those reps faster, make them happier, give them more people to talk to directly quicker. All of those things are really important, and that's how you want to use automated email in a B2B company. Okay, all right, really appreciate it. If you need any help, reach out to us, kevinmdowney.com. Thanks for being here. Best of luck in business, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.